All right, I know I'm handsome, but my name is Seven, and this is my co-host.
May
Why don't y'all
come
come
into
into
the
the living
living
room?
room.
All right, so last episode we left off with May talking about, or me and May discussing support, standing on business, and how sometimes life just gets in the way and we be busy. So in this segment, we'll be speaking on how life just be lifing. We all got ups and downs, bills, stress, relationships, of course, and that's part of life. So, why don't y'all step on in, and we gonna get a take on some of the challenges that we are facing as people. It's not really a gender thing, but as people. So me myself, as a matter of fact, I'll start there instead of just asking everybody. A couple challenges I'm facing recently. Uh, Job transition. I'm actually trying to switch roles. Promotion. You want to exercise your credentials because if you don't use it, you lose it, right? Um, and it's not just a salary thing. It's not just about compensation for me, but it's about what I love to do. And I'm one of those people. If I can't do what I love, then I don't want to be a part of it. And sometimes with me, that just it takes a toll on you know my mental. So outside of that, it's also being a parent. I have a son who has 1,000 allergies. He eats a peanut, he might swell up. He eats cheese, he might, develop hives. There are several parents that can relate to that. So as of now, with the weather changing, when it gets too cold, by it being too cold, it's Michigan, so it's not. It's actually getting warm. But by it being too cold, his skin is drying out, so that amplifies the allergies. Kids, my job, and uh, being physically fit, just getting back into it. It's a draining thing because you don't want to keep going through, the muscle memory. But moving forward with some things that be having, grind your gears to have you like.
It's a lot of things that I want to accomplish in this lifetime. And I'm facing challenges because so little time. You know what I mean? It's so many things that can be done. And it's not until like these upcoming years where I realized the things that I really wanted to do. Had I had some of the ideas and the knowingness and the energy that I have now for the things that I want to do, I would have been started on these goals, right? So
Absolutely.
those are the challenges. Now, it's not saying that I can't do it and it's not going to get done. The challenge is it's like, crumbling it all up in one time. You know what I'm saying? In a small amount of time. It's going to get done. And outside of that, the things in life that we don't have control over may have an effect on the challenges, like, oh, the shortcomings of like, family grieving and, different type of things that, may interfere with the goals that we have planned. Minor setbacks, and things that we have no understanding of to do. So say hypothetically I want to be a doctor. Okay, we know the routine of becoming a doctor. You got to go to school and pass the bar and all this stuff like that. But there's other little things that you have to do as well, little bitty steps that might take a little elongated time to complete. And that's what I mean by the minor things that may inconvenience us in completing our goals. So life be lifing. Like, so yeah, I may have planned to be married by now. I want to, but things, happen, you know? I didn't nobody could have told me that my daughter's dad wasn't going to be my husband. But guess what? That's not wasn't in the cards for me. You know what I mean? Nobody would have could have told me at my big age that I would only have one child. I thought I would definitely have way more children by now. You know?
Just hold off on that. I'm sorry.
What you mean?
More children by now
What you mean?
because I got about
You got a whole football
Yeah,
team.
yeah.
I understand. We ain't talking about you.
Okay. Just thought I should give you some
I
hints.
said at my big age, I thought that I should have had more children.
Absolutely.
I was supposed to have it all. Everything was supposed to be figured out. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with where I am right now. But, life happens. And what I'm doing is regrouping, restart. When I'm not necessarily restarting, I'm going through it, and completing one thing at a time. You got to give yourself grace and just continue to move forward. And those are just like little things in life that may inconvenience you, but you can't, if like I said in the last episode, what you can't control, you shouldn't even be worried about. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I like how you said you going through it, because you can't get through it unless you go through it.
Right.
You got to see it through.
So like some of the life challenges that, the normal person may face would be consisted of like finances, right?
Oh, man. Bills, for sure. That eats up all of our finances.
Right.
Oh.
Like, okay, to live in today's society cost way too much. To breathe,
Man.
in today's society costs a penny a second.
Them niggas be taxing.
Okay, to breathe air, to step outside of your residence automatically costs $100 just to walk outside.
You know what's crazy? I was talking to my mama yesterday. And she was, just mentioning, food and blase split. And I'm thinking like, damn, I remember being able to walk to the store with $1.
$1, you got 4 things:
Man.
a chip, some 9-laters, a oatmeal cream pie,
Nigga, what?
and a juice.
And I was thinking
$1.
$1.
And do you remember when our mamas and stuff was like, yeah, I used to get this bag of chips for 10 cents. I'm like, you capping.
No way.
Big
no
capping.
way. And my mom used to work at McDonald's as a teenager, so she told me Big Macs used to be 49, 59 cents.
I'm like, that's big cap. Like, when I tell you it costs to breathe, I am not kidding you.
Man, you got to clench tight.
Okay?
Because
I feel like this is not an era where you could live and be alone. You ain't supposed to be doing this by yourself.
At all.
You're supposed to have a partner. Maybe polygamy. If this is the reason why people get into polygamous relationships, I understand.
3 incomes.
3 incomes?
It used to be 2 better than 1, but now it's 3 better than 2.
Man, what?
It's hectic. You need one for bills, one for us to have
I'm
fun
looking
with, and one for
for
saving.
a couple who need a girlfriend. Huh? Why are you looking at me like that? Oh, okay. You hating?
Not at all. I just thought of like 3 couples that's gonna hit your line after I showed them this.
Call me now.
This shit about to get real. But damn, speaking of bills and finances and lifing, we all go through that. It's part of being an adult, but something we don't all talk about in our inner circles a lot. You know what I'm saying? And we used to discuss this in the living room. Well, I used to hear my aunties doing it a lot, because they're women of prayer. Is grieving, because I lost my grandmother in 2014. And a lot of times my aunties would just sit around to this day. I wouldn't necessarily call it grieving, but you never know what form of grieving somebody is letting out.
Right.
So when it comes to grieving, what are some ways you feel like people express them? Because me, myself, if you know me, if I'm dull, something gotta be weighing me down. Because even when I lost my brother, you know what I'm saying? You didn't know, like, I was going through it. Like, I laugh, I play, I joke. Even now with what I'm going through in life, it's like, you'll never know. My form of grieving and my form of handling stress, I just put it out there. I either play video games or I go to the gym. Or I bury myself in anime. I either do research or I'm watching it. But a lot of people don't know how to handle grieving. So, maybe, you can shed some light on it. I say that because I wouldn't know how to tell somebody how to grieve. Just me personally, because what I'm into, I know a lot of people frown on or just turn away from, but you having, I feel like you have more life experience with it when it comes to a lot of things. I'm not gonna say grieving, but it might be that.
I mean, I've lost quite a few people in my life, right? My biggest loss was my most recent loss in 2021 was my sister. And that, I don't know she gone until I'm laughing about something. I'm like, me and her will be laughing about this. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if she gone until I hear a song on the radio that we jam to. So that's when it hits me. Like, I don't know if she gone when I want to talk to her about these niggas. You understand me? I be needing somebody to talk to about,
These niggas.
Yeah. What you mean?
No, I was saying these niggas like niggas you deal with, or like niggas
That
in general.
niggas I deal with, the niggas I dealt with, any nigga.
That's what I mean.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, and it don't hit me until those moments come. And that's my biggest loss, because everybody I lost prior to that, I haven't had that type of relationship with to actually feel that loss. And you never know, like you said, how to tell somebody, oh, I'm sorry for your loss, because who the fuck want to hear that? You know what I'm saying? I'm different. I like to be left alone. Like, just leave me alone for a minute and let me deal with it on my own. Mm-hmm. So I give that to people. So I give that to you because that's what I want. Leave me alone. You know what I mean? But a lot of people aren't me. So I can't, say that's what you want. You could want to be held and cuddled and all that stuff like that to say it's okay and you'll be fine and all that stuff. But for me, I like to be left alone. So I'm not the person to give the best advice to on grieving, because like you said, everybody deals with it differently, and all I know is, if you my friend, you my family, or you somebody that I love or I care about, if you need me, I'm going to be there in any way that you want me to be. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you were saying I'd be the best person because I used to be in the medical field where people die left and right all the time. Then, yeah, I dealt with that too. But did it immediately affect me? No, it didn't. But in that moment, I was there for that family member. I was there hugging and talking to them and being whatever that they needed me to be in that moment, because that's a big moment there. You know what I mean? So that's hard. Like, grieving is like, some people, like my daughter's dad, he lost his mom and he lost his sister right after that. And a lot of people may think that his sister passed away because of the death of her mom. So I don't know. Is it true that people can die from grieving someone? I think that could be a thing. You could be hurt that bad that, it mess with your health. And they say that to be too, like when a husband and wife been married for so many years and so long, and one of them go, the one go right after them. I think you can die from a loss. I think that could be true. Like, you could love so hard or care so hard or have these emotions that mess you up mentally, have a chemical imbalance inside of you, so you can't really tell somebody how to grieve because you don't know what they're dealing with internally. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That's why I like to be left alone, because it's a lot of shit inside in here, especially when I lost my sister. So, like, I've lost my dad too, years ago, and we were just rekindling our relationship, like in the midst, and then he boom, like, you know what I mean? So, and I lost my granddad, who damn near raised us. So I had a lot of losses in my life. You know what I'm saying? And the hardest hit was my sister. Like, you know what I mean? So everybody deal with grief differently. I'm not the expert on grief. But I've dealt with a lot of situation, and it don't hit me until I think of that person or had an experience in my life with that person, and then that's when it hits me. Like, do I slip into a depression? No, I just slip into deep thought about that person or our relationship.
Damn. So even though you don't want nobody around you, or you want to be left alone, let's say that. Let's say nobody knows or can pick up on the signs, right? Of you want to be left alone, or it's just the day you wake up, whatever it may be. Does it help at all if you have family and friends around you? Let's say it's not one of them days where you call people. It's like a function happening or something, or everybody's just at your mom's house or wherever, right? Do you say to yourself, you know what, let me get out of this funk, or let me just go over here and just be around family? Or if you in the midst of it and it just happens.
Well, just like going to a function or anything else, if I don't want to go, I ain't going. And if I do, I do. It don't looks like that. It don't look like grief. You know what I mean? So I think you're trying to compare going out and being around people when you're grieving, but grief all the time always don't look like grief. So you might see somebody at their happiest state and they're grieving. So grief don't have a look.
Damn. So for you, you say you'd rather be left alone. Do you feel like, do you automatically back up when you feel like people need space? Like, how can I put it?
So I feel like you trying to ask, like, when somebody's grieving, do I automatically withdraw from that person? It don't work like that. It's just like, if I know somebody lost somebody, I'm not right there next to them where I could just move away from them. It's not like that.
No, not that type of backup, but like, you don't necessarily
I
text,
continue
call.
to be who I always was to them. I'm not gonna do more because people like to do more. You know what I'm saying? When people grieving, they feel like they need to do extra. You know, I don't do more. I continue to be who I am.
And do you wait for them to reach out to you? Like,
No, I just be who I am.
okay, damn, I didn't know that about you. That explains a lot.
What do that explain?
It's your characteristics. It's a good thing though.
I'm trying to understand what you mean.
It's a compliment. I ain't gonna never insult you now, especially on camera. I don't know. For me, it's I ain't gonna say I prefer, but more times than some, I'd rather be around family and friends. Like I said, I laugh anyway through it, smile or whatever. So I'd rather, when I'm grieving, I don't know, don't leave me alone. Like, if you know I'm grieving, don't leave me alone. Because I'm gonna go cut a rug. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm gonna do something. So I'd rather play spades with friends or family. If it's an event coming up, I'm gonna pop out, just so I can be around some laughter, some hugs. I want to hear I love you. Shit, I like when my aunties say, "You handsome, nephew." I eat that shit up.
Okay.
Shit, I am.
I think grieving has its own, episode within itself. I think we need to dedicate that because I think a lot of people would love to understand this and talk about this. And I think this is not enough time to just
pounce on the topic.
because it's an in-depth topic.
It is. Shit might get emotional, real talk.
You know what I mean?
So moving forward, other than grief, life be life and we be stressing.
About
how
what?
You be handled, huh?
Stressing about what?
Shit, life. I have a plug in your ass you can't get out.
You be having plugs in your ass?
I don't have plugs in my ass,
that you
bro.
can't get out?
No,
because you said that. Why you say that?
So the way you walk,
I didn't say
if we gonna really talk about it, how do you handle stress when you stressing? Like I did that, don't you?
No.
What?
I want to talk about the plug in your ass.
How you handle stress when you be stressing?
I like to sleep. When I don't stress. I get overwhelmed a lot. I mean, okay, I guess that's a form of stress maybe.
Nope.
But I get overwhelmed and my energy gets a lot. And so I got to sleep it off. I got to sleep it off. I got to calibrate. That's one word.
I love when you use that word, that term.
Yeah. I got to recalibrate my thoughts. And sleep is the best way to do it for me. I like to write things down. When I'm stressing, because most times when I'm stressing, it's about things not being in order. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I have to put things in order so I could have a clear mind. So first off, I go to bed to clear my mind, and then I wake up and write down some of the things that's on my mind, and I get that out. How you deal with stress?
I mean, well, like I said at the beginning, anime, games, or the gym, or laughing it off. A lot of times, I watch old movies, nostalgia. I really will double back, like the other day. What's today? Wednesday. So I think Monday I was having a day. Some people would say nervous breakdown, if you will.
You be having nervous breakdowns?
It's the living room. You gonna learn some shit about me on here. You hear me?
Nah, because what I don't like that you do
What?
is you don't communicate. And I don't know why you don't be communicating when I be calling you and stuff. I don't like that.
I be busy.
I don't like being ignored.
Be busy.
Nah, you better not be too busy for me.
I had a nervous breakdown.
You had a
I was
nervous
on the
breakdown?
edge.
Of what? What you was about to do?
Breakdown.
You can't have no nervous breakdown for me because I laugh. Go ahead. I'm like, what the fuck you going through, nigga? You better get your shit together. Okay, I'm sorry. What was you going through?
Being honest, do I want to say what I was going through?
No. You want to say it?
I think I will.
You gonna cry?
Nah, it definitely ain't one of those situations
Okay.
where I'm gonna fucking cry.
Okay.
I ain't gonna say it now. I'm gonna say it later. But
Okay.
I watched Tropic Thunder.
I love Tropic Thunder. That's my shit.
That's my movie.
I love Jet Black.
Let me watch this shit. And whatever I was feeling like, it just vanished within like them first 30 minutes of the movie.
So you like laughing?
I love it.
Okay.
I feel like God instilled that in every human being on earth. Laughter and music. Music is a universal language. Laughter is a universal language. When something is funny, you don't question it. Like if it's genuinely funny, no matter where it's coming from, you laugh. Music, you don't need lyrics to understand a symphony. You know what I'm saying? If an instrumental sounds sad, you're going to pick up on it.
Right.
So a lot of people have music, a lot of people have laughter, a lot of people have both. Me, it's laughter.
You ain't got music?
I love music, but it ain't my go-to for relief. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to pop something
I'll
in.
put Mary J. Blige on in a minute. Okay.
What's your favorite MJB?
I was your lover and your secretary.
There you go.
Working every day of the week. That's my shit.
Why you stop?
We just ain't a singing podcast.
Oh, shit. Okay. I mean, it's cool. Sorry. We'll pick it up another day. But, yeah, laughter. Let me see. Tropic Thunder. Paul Blart Mall Cop. Motherfuckers gonna look at this like, he ain't say no black movies. No. Okay. Don't Be a Menace in South Central. Why Drink Your Juice in the Hood. Like I said, older movies. Scary movies, 1 and 2. Remember the part when he, like, on the day was at the door, he tapped the balls on the door. Like, that's my part. The nigga was screaming. And the parent was like, I'm gonna probably want to, your mom's sweet ass. Like, I'll probably rewind that 10 times just to laugh. It get like that with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I have my nights.
Aww.
Yeah, older movies for sure. They get me out of my, you know what I'm saying, my little funk or whatever. I wake up, reset, probably text one of my homies some bullshit. Like, what up, slut? You know what I'm saying? And what you want to say about that?
You should have said this in our episode 4 about
You talking about gays?
Gays, trans, and all that other shit.
But that'll be part of that other shit.
You should have definitely said something there.
That's crazy.
You need to put it out there
That's
so
absurd.
the world can know.
That's absurd.
What you like? You just said you like your butt plugged.
No, I did not.
You just said something about your butt being plugged.
I didn't say my butt was plugged. I said a part of life is
ain't nothing wrong with that. That's a part of life.
Niggas can't get the blink. When the lights be flashing, that butt plug, they can't get that butt plug out.
I don't know what that is. How do you know what that is?
So what are you ashamed of?
Are you ashamed of the blood plugs? Are you ashamed of the butt
I don't got
plugs?
no, but I be on Twitter a lot. So on
No,
Twitter,
you know about the butt plugs.
everybody know Twitter is the new porn hub. Is if I watch porn, if I got a Twitter, I'm not on there for socializing. You know, I'm looking at something.
Butt plugs.
Looking at butt plugs, y'all. I'm looking at butt plugs with the raccoon tail that hangs.
You know about them too. I ain't even know if it was tail to the plugs.
Got a fetish.
You got a fetish for butt plug. He like butt plugs, so everybody.
I love a woman who don't mind putting a butt plug in. And you know, you ever play Super Mario? You know that one power up you get when he got the ears on? We'll talk about it after.
No,
this
we don't have to. We really don't have to talk
be my
about
best
it.
Friend, though.
I don't want to talk about you like your butt plugged up. Like, let's
Once
just go
again,
ahead.
I don't like my butt.
What? Okay, you know, inflation is a mug right now. That is really a stressful part of life.
You a stressful part of life, but anyway.
Inflation. You like your ass inflated?
Can we get back on?
Oh my goodness.
Can we get back to it, man? Inflation. Quarter bags went up to $1.05, damn near per bag. You know how I knew inflation was real? When motherfucking Arizona iced teas started taxing. They used to be 99 cents about 4 months ago. Now I go to 7-Eleven or something and it's like $1, and it was never even $1. Like maybe after taxes, but like on the nose, looking at the tag, it was never over $1. So inflations, I feel like we as a people, not just our culture, but citizens even, we long overdue for those raises. Like Ford, they just bumped their salary up to $24 an hour. Shift premium, you get a little more. GM and Chrysler included. Minimum wage for Michigan just went up to like 10 something an hour. And you still got certain cities within Michigan that has gas prices still up there at like $3.30, $3.40, $3.50. And fun fact, when you go to the gas station and you're reading the price of gas, when you see that 9 over the 10, that's really 10 cents added onto the gas. So if you driving and you see, oh, this gas is $10.59, it's really $10.69. So just be mindful of that. And it actually shows you on the pump. But yes, inflation is and has played a tremendous part in a lot of our day-to-day life struggles and stress. Everything has increased. DTE.
You can't even get a 4 for 4 no more.
Man, that bitch what?
You can't
$7?
even get a $5 hot and ready no more.
$6.
You know, it's just too much. Like food, that's supposed to be, you know, your basic necessities, is overpriced. You scan 5 items in the grocery store, you're spending $100. 5 items. And the government being stingy with the bridge cards.
You scan your groceries at the grocery store?
At the grocery store. I ain't say at Walmart.
Oh. I was just say, what?
Yes, you scan 5 items.
I'm going to scan that pepper at least 30 times.
30 times. 30 peppers?
30. No, just one pepper 30 times. You know I got a battery out of it? Never mind. But, so, moving forward, when we talking about inflations, I know some of y'all rich. You know, y'all scamming. We all got 9 to 5s. We working hard. You know what I'm saying? X, Y, and Z. Do you feel like you need to hit your child with a "we got McDonald's at home" phrase more now than often?
Not because of inflation. This food, like, you know, we creating unhealthy habits with our children with that McDonald's every day. You know what I'm saying? I know we got lives to live and all that stuff like that, but I do believe in the traditional life, you know, households. I do want to cook. I want my baby to know what my food tastes like. You know, I want her to know that her mama out here burning on the stove for real. So yeah, you got to give, your kids, and it's healthier. This McDonald's, I don't know what they got in these nuggets.
Some bullshit. Do you have some go-to like grocery stores? Me myself, I like Kettleman's for
I'm not promoting no grocery stores. They ain't paying me.
they paying me. They paying me.
Kettleman.
Kettleman paying me.
Well, I need some money if I'm gonna say their name again.
So she ain't got no stores, y'all. She ain't getting none of my money. But you do have them though. You just don't want to share them.
I like all the grocery stores. Wherever place that sells food, I might shop at.
What's your go-to dish to cook for your child?
Like tonight, we're gonna have spaghetti because it's simple and it's easy, and we got a lot of things going on. When I got a busy schedule, spaghetti is simple and easy to make.
So what's some other things you cut out due to inflations?
I don't cut out nothing. I still got to get what I need and what I'm used to. What you cut out?
I ain't buying toilet paper as much.
So how you wiping your ass?
I'm wiping my ass.
Well, what you wiping with, one sheet?
We ain't gonna disclose what I'm wiping with, but
You see the butt plug?
why you revert back to that?
I'm just saying, like, how you wiping your ass if you cutting out toilet tissue? That's a necessity.
It's efficient. It's efficient. It works.
It's a necessity.
But
using a rag?
No. It's anyway.
You cutting down on toilet tissue? That's a necessity. You cutting down on.
I didn't say I'm cutting down on it. I said I'm cutting out how much I spend, and I'm saving, and I'm doing.
Why you ain't say you ain't cutting back on Jordans or something? Like you gonna cut back on tissue to wipe your ass?
Listen, when the pandemic first started, everybody went crazy on toilet paper. I made sure I stocked up. I have like 3 years supply of toilet paper. I'm good on toilet paper, so I don't need to go out there and just buy some every week or every 2 weeks. But some things I didn't cut back on because of inflation is definitely driving around because of the gas. I feel like that shit ain't changed. I don't care what nobody say. That shit's still too high to me. I cut back on gas, fast food. I like McDonald's chicken nuggets, by the way. That's just me, but I don't really prefer it every day. Going out, bars, little upscale restaurants, if you will, just things like that. Date night ain't the same because of the inflations. You can barely take care of yourself, off of these salaries or, paychecks, if you will. So gaming, like I mentioned, is one of my stress reliefs. I don't buy games like I used to. It used to be a point in my life where I buy, you could just say 2 games a month, every other week or whatever. I run through them. Like you mentioned, Jordans. Even though that's not my go-to, I do have somewhat. I think everybody has a fashion fetish. Everybody got their go-to when it comes to fashion. Some people like shirts. Some people like hats. Some people like Jordans. My go-to shoe, Air Maxes. It's a lot of different things. Inflation's cut back on not just recreational and entertainment purposes, but important things. Some people who would have the heat blasting probably keep their heat on 68. Some people, went and bought heaters or fans. I'm just really more along the lines of still trying to figure out, like, when is this shit gonna, balance out? Because even though the salaries are increasing, I feel like every time the salary increases, they find a way to tax more, increase the inflation. So it's helping, but ain't really so much like making a difference. But everybody ain't rich, so
everybody ain't rich like me, so I ain't cutting back on nothing. But what I do got a problem with is this education system right now.
damn.
Yeah, I got a problem with it because it's, first off, for the people who want to go to college, it's expensive as hell. Like, you can't afford one class.
Damn.
Yeah.
How much is it for one class?
It's a lot. It depends on where. But, that's a whole story within itself. And then life be liking these kids. I want to talk, before we wrap this up, I really want to talk about how that we worrying about our kids in school. You know what I mean?
Damn.
We worried about our kids in school, about the influences that they have with all kind of weird stuff like that, you know, the world allows us to have, you know. And when I speak about that is, you know, back when we was growing up and going to kids, we was going to school, you know, the teachers would be able to punish us in a certain way. These kids can't be punished because it's a no touch zone. We had an issue at the school earlier today. Not only that, these kids are exposed to, you know, all kind of things that we weren't exposed to. I'm speaking about homosexuality and transitioning and stuff like that. They got in these schools, in these public school systems, they got bathrooms for kids. If you decide that you want to be it, them, they, when, or where, you know what I mean? And I have no, you know, fight or
Coral or
whatever against that, but not when it comes to the kids. I don't play with the kids.
No, that's right.
But that's another story within itself as well. We talked about a lot in this episode, but we're gonna keep it rolling into our next episode, and we're gonna add a couple of friends in this one, y'all. We got a couple of friends that's gonna hang with us in the next episode, and we're gonna get into the meat and potatoes about double standards
and butt plugs.
There are a lot of double standards out here, and all the different type of stereotypes out here. So, until next time,
I holla.
Stop you saying that, because that ain't your shit. That's somebody else's shit.
No,
because you're trying to use somebody else's stuff.
Is it?
I heard somebody said that is. Somebody else said
it?
that. Y'all know somebody said something. I holla. I heard that before. Somebody else said that. Don't. Yeah, I don't like that.
We gonna edit that shit out.
No, we ain't edit. I want you to keep that in there.
Every time I turn around.
No, you keep on talking about I holla. Now you wasting drinks and shit. See y'all.
Edit the drink out.